I'm Michelle Roseman, the author of Hairlooms, The Untangled Truth About Loving Your Natural Hair and Beauty. Now, I've got a question for you. How do you go from this to this? Isn't that the most annoying thing? And again, the title of my book is The Untangled Truth About Loving Your Natural Hair and Beauty. I got to be honest with you. Shrinkage, what you just saw, was one of the things that made it really difficult for me to love my natural hair. Why? Because I had in mind how I wanted my two-strand twist to look. And it seemed like they would just always, not seem like, they always just shrank so much, which would limit the type of style I could have and the look that I actually wanted. So there was a point when the only way that I used to stretch my hair was to use heat. And you guessed it. I had loads of breakage and heat damage. So not the way to go. So I've got a simple, safe way that you can actually try right where you are and learn how to stretch your own hair yourself. I know there are a lot of methods out there. I've tried many of them, but this is the one that works for me. And I like to call it a twist on a twist. So as you can see, my hair already has a two-strand twist style, and it's right here above my shoulder, which is not the actual length of my hair. I told you it's relatively long and even longer in the back, but you would never know it. And the more it dries, it will just continue to shrink. So one of the ways to avoid that is to twist your two-strand twists. So I have the rest of my hair sort of pinned up and put away in the back so that it won't distract. And what I do is I take literally a section. There's no rhyme or reason to it. I usually try to use 2 or 3 sections of twists. So I've divided, I've got 3, one here, and this is the third that I'm working with. What I do is I take this bunch of two-strand twists, I separate them, and I literally begin to twist the twists on each other, just like so. So I'm making a jumbo two-strand twist, which is comprised of all of these separate twists. So here goes. Literally, I am just twisting. And notice that as I am taking one bunch of twists and twisting this other, that there's some pulling that's taking place. Guess what? You're stretching your twists as you twist the twists. I continue doing so and working my way all the way down until I get to the end of my bunch of twists. And this is where part of the magic takes place. When you're actually doing it, as you can see, it's elongating the strands of hair. Once I finally get to the end of it, what I do is I actually pull it to the other side of my head, thus stretching it even more. So I take it from here, which you see it's already stretching some, and then to make sure it stays at least that length, I pull it all the way to the opposite side of my hair, and literally just in my head rather, and just find an empty spot where I can pin it. And what you simply do is use not a bobby pin, but just like a hair clamp. And I just fasten it. And secure it rather, so that it won't come unraveled. Any way that you do that is fine. There, again, no rhyme or reason with it. The biggest thing is to make sure that you are stretching it and pulling it all the way to the other side. Then I repeat the same action here. Again, remember, I have another section of two-strand twists, 2 bunches. I take them, and what I'm going to do is twist on a twist. So you go here. I'm twisting them. There's no heat involved. Twisting it all the way until I get to the end. Notice again, as I am twisting it, just by virtue of the action, I'm going to go ahead and begin to stretch it. And then what I do, as opposed to keeping it on this side, if I want to get it to elongate, I'm going to slip it all the way to the other side of my head. Again, I take a clip of your choosing, can be bobby pin or hairpin. Hairpins work for me. And I simply secure it. so that it will not move. And then finally, I've got my third section. I think you get it by now. So here's a twist on a twist. I take this final section into 2 bunches, and I twist all of my twists. By so doing, I'm beginning to elongate it and thus stretch it. And you can pretty much bet where this bunch is going. You got it right on the other side. Boom. Now, I'm not saying that this is an attractive hairstyle. We're not talking about that. Those will be in other videos. Right now, we're trying to be practical and get our hair stretched without using heat. This is a tried and true method that I've been using for a number of, I really want to say, years, a couple years at least, and it has worked wonders. You'll see the after pictures later, but for right now, this is what we're looking like with the twist on a twist. And that is just one of the ways that you are able to beat shrinkage and that you can elongate your natural hair without